Hey boys, we're out here ratting southern New Brunswick, and I show you pictures of what I catch on the site there, and it's hard for some people to understand what kind of sets I'm using and how we're going about trapping. But out here, what we're looking at right now, this is all hayfield, and it's got probably 8 or 10 feet of water over top of it. And you can see there's an old rail bed there that ran through here and goes down through there. The marsh starts way down there, so there's no rats in here in the summer or fall. But when it's flooding like this, they got nowhere to go except in the bushes here. And we're coming in on a set right in there. You can see a rat back in there sitting on the log there, and I got a float right there in front of it, and it ain't got nothing in it. But I could set a trap back in there, but it's hard to get at with the boat. And plus, if the water level goes down, it'd be even harder to get in there. So this is the kind of stuff we're trapping in. As you can see, just because you seen a rat there, he's already got his little nest made, so why does he want to, you know, it's not as simple as just putting a float in front of where you see a rat, you know. So you look for some sign, you look for muskrat turds on the logs and stuff that are out here. That's about all you can really look for, because there's no houses, there's no runs, there's nothing except a lot of water. So anyway, I'll come up here on this next one, and I mean, I'll see if I can add some more video to it. I don't know if you hear my voice over the sound of the outboard here or not, but see, we got a float here. All right. So we got a float here. I'll grab trusty gaff here. Let's see what we got. We just got, what happens quite a lot with this style of float is that the trap can slide off. That's why I make most of my floats are the square 2x12 with a ridge across them so that the trap can't slide off the float. But you know, these ones were the first ones I made when I first started out. They work pretty damn good too. You just have to deal with issues like that once in a while. So the new style I make now is a little different, and I'll show you some of them when we get down to where they're at. So I'll pause this here now, and we'll show you some others when we get down there, just so you can see the vast. And this is just a small area. I mean, I don't know, we'll try to pan over there. I get in a different spot where you can see better, but if you can see that ridge that's way over there, that's got to be, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 kilometers anyway. Probably 4, 2 miles at least. You know, that's all water from here to there, and it's not normally. So it stays like this for about 3 weeks, sometimes more than a month, every spring down here in southern New Brunswick on the mighty St. John River. And this is where you go ratting. Alright, we'll get on our way here and we'll find some newer style floats and show you how those ones work. Alright boys, here's another of my older style ones here. I'm just going to show you here what the rats do in some places is they build themselves a little nest to get out of the water there and in amongst the bushes here. And you're setting your float right beside there, but you know that's not a guaranteed set because the rat wants to get on his nest, you know, and he might climb on that, he might not. So it's really not 100%, you know, there's no guarantees in anything, I guess, but that's about the only sign out here that you will see from a muskrat, besides, like you can see on the log there, the float, there's a turd. Besides the turd and these little muskrat nests that they build, this is the only sign that's out here. Now, you could set a trap right on that nest, but with all them willows and bushes, limbs that's sticking up there, chances are pretty damn good that that rat get caught in that trap, but he's not going to drown there. He's going to wrap the wire in around the limbs and he's going to end up still alive, or even worse, have him ring off where you're going to be left with a toenail or a foot or something in your trap if you set in that kind of condition. Now, a stop-loss type trap might work for prevent the ring off, but you're still gonna chances of having a live rat there, so you don't want that. So you set your floats and you make it so it's grounding. They go down, and as you can see here, we'll get our pole here. There's a rat. We got a rat in this one. Over here, used to working with two hands and not one. Have to go with nice size rat, just about average for, you know, they all go large or better. Very, very often, or very, very rarely, I mean, do you ever find a small rat in the spring, because the last time they had a litter was probably August of last year, so anything born back then is going to be quite a size by now. So anyway, we'll get this out of the trap and we'll go on, and I guess we can show you here, this spot here, it's a little better to see the vast size of the area. You can see this is a creek that runs down through here in the dry time of the year. Where I'm at right now is a hay field. There's a row of bushes on the hay field. There's all hay field in the summer, spring, fall. Then where that line of trees, that's the main river out there. That's an island where those trees are in the summertime, fall time. And she's clear water way over that land, way the heck over there. So as you can see, it's more of a numbers game, a game of chance. Out here, there's no, you know, just set your trap here, guaranteed to catch a rat. That's not the way it works in the springtime. This is, I'm going to look at a lot more empty traps today than I look at full ones. But you put a lot of traps out, and hopefully you get a few rats in a lot of traps is a lot more than a few rats and a few traps. So anyway, we'll move on our way and we'll show you one of my newer style floats there, and we'll show you some of them sets. Okay boys, here's the new style float that I make. These are the ones I make all the time, and as you can see, it's just a 2x10, and it's got a rail that I nailed on there so the trap can't slide off. here's hard to work with one hand. There's one rat. I'll just set this down here for a second. There. There we go. There's 2 rats. Now you got to remember, this is only the second check for me this year, so you know the rats haven't been hit yet. So this will be for the first couple of days. The ones with double traps there, I expect most, you know, I hope to have 2 rats every time, right? So that's what those style of traps look like. The floats, I mean. I used those are Duke coil 1.5 coil springs. You know, as far as getting numbers of traps out, or so you have big numbers of traps, that's about the cheapest trap you can get for spring muskratting that works good. The other traps I like are the number 2 long springs, but of course they're all used. You can't afford to buy new ones of those for trapping muskrats. But anyway, that's what that looks like, and double on rat. So let's go, keep on moving. Hey boys, see the boat starting to fill up a little with some rats in her, and we're at another one of my newer style floats here. Try to get this, and we're gonna see what we got. There's a turd on there, so it looks like something might have been here. So to hold the camera over here, I guess, for a second. There's one rat. Sorry boys, you had to look at the side of the boat. Hard to do this with one hand. And there's another rat. So things are looking good today for the second day of checking. Two nice rats. So we'll get them out and reset that, and we'll be on our way. And boys, I'm going to show you another style of float here that I use whenever I can, as these seem to be the very best of floats, but they're only what nature gives us. It's driftwood, and this was just floating here. And as you can see, I put a staple in it and tied it off to this tree limb over there so she don't float away on me. Stuck a staple in there for my trap, and I pounded 2 nails in there to fit on the cross of the trap. As you see, doing it with one hand, it's hard to get it set in there. But you set it in there like that, and then the rat swimming along here, when he climbs on there, he can't knock it off. If there was no nails, you know, that just slide, as you can see, that would just slide right off the log. But you put the nails in there, and like that, trap's secure. It ain't coming off of there. And the reason I picked this one, as you can see, there's a couple of turds on there. I saw that yesterday when I come through here, so I stopped and used it. Nothing better than using the piece of wood that the rat's already used to using, right? So we'll reset this trap, and we'll be on our way. Alright boys, we're down here. This is I am the furthest away from where I started out this morning, as far down river as I've come, and I think it has to be probably at least 7 kilometers, probably 8 kilometers from where I started. So, and now I am also on the opposite bank of what is the floodwaters. So I come all the way down one side of the river for 8 kilometers, and I cross over, and now I'm coming back up on the other. So just in sheer distance, I'm covering about 16-15 kilometers a day so far. And I still got more rigging, a bit more rigging to put out. So I set this stuff out yesterday. This is the first day for these floats here. I got home last night. It was just after 8. So as you can see there, sorry, had a blip on pushed the wrong button, but there's 2 more nice rats. That's the first night for these floats here out through this way. I can see my other float over there, and it looks like both traps are off of that one too. So she's shaping up to be a great day. Boat's filling up. I couldn't tell you how many's in there because I don't count rats as I'm catching them. I count traps. That way I don't forget any. I know if I count my traps, I know how many I got out. I know how many I'm checking. That's important when you're running a lot of traps. You got to keep track of them all. That way you don't lose them and you don't leave them out past the season and cause trouble for the rat population. Waste a resource, right? Be responsible. So anyway, there's 2 more rats in the boat. If I had to guess at how many's in there from experience, I would say there's probably pushing close to 40 there so far. So when we get done here for the day, we'll count them up and we'll show you what we got. Just thought I'd show you boys being out here on the trapping the rats there. She ain't just about trapping some rats. Sorry, it's shaky. And there you can see eagle up in its nest there, sitting on its eggs already. We're at the 26th of April. I don't know how good that's gonna look zoomed in that close, boys, but anyway, we're about 3/4 of the way done checking there just today, so boat's filling up. We'll show you what I got at the end of her. Now boys, we're done checking the traps for today, and you can see they're all piled in there. I don't know how deep that is, but we'll get them counted up here and we'll let you know how many there is.